Okay, here we go. Freestyle Friday number 9. Now, before you jump the gun on anything, this is supposed to be like a house party type song like 2004, so sing along when you can. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go. Hoers and tastemakers make us no chaser. Gets the blood flowing like a fucking pacemaker. Cut the middleman and inhale the vapors. Madman, old 10-time drapers. Cut the jukebox on, make the woofers blow. We gon' sit here until all them heifers go. Holler at the tens and spend a little dough. Not on them, no, they can buy their own drinks. Take the work week off, 5 days in the bucket. Fuck it, you got a boss who's a jerk who doesn't. Throw on some Wu-Tang, bring the motherfucking ruckus. There is no pretext, we are living and we love it on a budget. Never mind, we just nudge it to the side. Give the kids a little time, we are living till we die. Focused and we hustle, but we still be getting high. No exception to the rule, do what you do to get by. Cause I keep ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go. At a house party getting jammed up, you were Tony Danza. When they ask who's the fucking boss, put your hand up. Never put it down cause you're banging to the anthem. 2010 trend, put the iPod on random. Wonder why I tried to play this instead of Hanson. Probably cause it gets the people moving like a handgun. Just like the little white fellas up in Hamden. Happy Easter from the motherfuckers living in the mansion. Yeah, Freestyle Friday number 9. Thanks to Rat-a-Tat for letting me steal their beat. It's very kind of them. They're nice guys. Anyway, happy Easter weekend, I guess. I'm about to go up to Philly. I'll tell you why I chose this beat. I was driving around, it was real sunny the other day. Made me feel like it was like a Sunday morning after church as a little kid when my pepper used to buy me and my sister Slurpees. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go. Yeah.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I have a very early stream for you guys today. How we doing, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Of the Funk, well, sent 1 gifted Copecast membership. Thank you so much, buddy. Yes, Tommy C was right about Chud. Thank you for the 5. Yes, we are joined by Tommy C today. I need to phone him in a second. How we doing? Are you dying? No, I'm good. I'm good, But there's been a lot happening. There's been a lot happening over April. And I wanted the opinion of a veteran. Especially with all the Jeremy stuff. Because Tommy's known some of these people for years. So, let me give him a call. Let me bring him in. Get him to join us. See where we fucking are. Jesus. Tommy!
How you doing? How you been?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are things?
I don't know, man. Different.
Yeah? Yeah?
Different. I got a lot of other things going on. Yeah. Yeah. LCU, a rejuice, and a podcast. That's gonna be like starting at the bottom. Like we're gonna try to work it up into something real that has nothing to do with drama. And that's it. Otherwise, yeah, same old shit.
Same old shit. Same old shit. Okay, well, like, so commentary has changed over the last, like,
yes.
God, like 18 months, significantly. We're in
18 months, and really, if I'm looking at, because now we're coming up with 10 years. We've gone from sort of the British gamer commentator to really not really being that much different than political influencers. It's really jumped a bit.
Yeah, and I mean, how do you feel as the survivor? I guess. So the guy who's still around, because so many people
survive as long. You survive as long as you want to do it. If you just quit doing it, if you just not making enough money or it doesn't suit you, want to find better things to do. There's no surviving. I guess unless you get caught doing something, and you end up on Cope and Seath for drawing something nasty.
Or you end up
maybe then.
Bowblexed.
Maybe.
Do you know? It's interesting watching how many people sort of like have their rise and falls, but. I mean, there are people, because you were around during the skeptic period. I mean, you were around with
that's what gave me like a lot of influence. I enjoyed that a lot. I was never like involved with Gamergate or that, but I did.
You were very much you were around. You were around for the.
I paid attention to it.
You were around for the Crown Tea stuff.
Yeah, well, that would be the absolute death of them. But they were pretty much on thin ice as it was. I think Candid was the true death of the skeptics. The Candid situation with harmful opinions. I think that's what turned the most people in different directions. Some in sort of Medgar's direction and in blood sports. Some in just like, this is dumb, I wanted something else to do. And others kind of found their political thing. And the other people just what's the next thing on the internet that I'm going to like get involved with. So
isn't it weird that we've done this turn, like, what is it, like 3 times now, from people just talking about random shit and ending up in politics? This is what happened to the like atheist community, became political commentators, skeptics became culture warriors, and then went sort of full politics commentators, and then commentary comes around like 2019 and is now back to political commentators. I mean, this is
it's when it goes bad. Like I think that's like that's the true dying step, because like when I got interested in commentary, I didn't come at it like, because I was older. I was 39, and when I got interested in it, first of all, I didn't like commentary is such a fucking broad word. It can mean everything. You can be doing commentary on fucking hockey or stuff like that. I always found that weird, but commentary specifically meant internet drama in a way, just like internet, whatever Keemstar was doing. Keemstar covered commentators. He used to say, I consider myself a part of the commentary community. It was kind of weird, but I never saw it as a sort of necessary, like I think a lot of guys see themselves now as being sort of brave and important and almost journalistic in a way, where when I was in, it was just a bunch of mostly English kids goofing on each other with memes, and I like that a lot better. I think once it goes to politics, because people go to politics, there's real power there. I think that's when it goes south. And if you think about all these sort of incarnations, when it goes there, it's kind of the last breath of it, and then something new happens. And those people get made a fool of, like we're going on with Jeremy, and then some kind of new incarnation takes over, and then they become the fools in a couple of years. Like kind of what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I mean, everyone sort of has this, I guess, curve. Because, I mean, even people like Asmongold. I mean, Asmongold's possibly the weirdest person, in some respects, to have become a political commentator. Yes. He's a MMO streamer.
Well, he was doing more than that. He was doing, like, more, I'd say, we want to say commentary, just like on internet life or culture. And that did kind of lean right. And he got really good at that. But, you know, Asmongold had other big podcasts in the past, stuff on World of Warcraft. He did a lot. He was big when he blew up, so to speak, you know, in this kind of modern art incarnation. But I think the most interesting thing is in 2020, this guy was making like a terrible defense for Pokimane getting criticized by Leafy. It was eye-rollingly stupid. And now, online at least, I think he's probably one of the most powerful guys on the right. I don't think I'm exaggerating or saying anything too stupid.
No, I think that's true.
Most powerful right-wing streamer. You know, I bet I think he's kind of like back in, like, if I could compare it to Gamergate, like Milo. I don't think most Republicans, Republicans that were in positions of power inside the power, realized that Milo was probably their best friend, Milo Yiannopoulos. So. And I think there's probably a shit ton of Democrats that Hassan who, you know, even though that, you know, this guy has some real influence.
Okay. So here's the weird thing that I've kind of talked about a little bit before. something weird happened with Milo. Not just like how he was removed from the right wing space, but actually, like he was pushed out over the space of like a month, and everyone started pretending like he'd never like existed or he'd never been like the face of the alt right. It was really
who
weird.
Milo?
Yeah. It was like, because I remember there was
of Milo.
There was like one particular stream that caught my eye, where it was probably a month before Spencer had his debate with with Sargon, and basically everyone was like, yeah, well, Spencer is the alt right, and you get right wing commentators or people like Milo who have never really captured it. I'm like, wait, 3 weeks ago everyone was like, Milo's the alt right. Like, he's been on TV, everyone's referred to him as the alt-right, and now everyone's sort of just going, no, Spencer is the alt-right. Spencer has always been the alt-right. It's almost like, it's almost a bit 1984 communist really Russia. Like, it's like, we airbrushed him out the pictures.
It was so bizarre, because I've heard two different stories with this. I heard that Milo mispresented the alt-right as people that we used to call hard-right. And I've also heard there was an alt-right, and the alt-right was not gay marriage, things like that. There's some liberal things that they're not really, either don't care about, don't think it's very as important, or outright are fine with, things like gay marriage. But when it comes to like economics, the right is like more traditional, military spending and low taxes. That was alt-right. I mean, I'm sure there's a video out there you could find of me saying, yeah, I like this new alt-right. I'm a part of this alt-right movement. I'm socially liberal, but in government, I'm conservative, right? And then that all of a sudden, and I think around the same time you're talking about, took on a very different meaning. There's this Richard Spencer character, and he's clearly an anti-Semite. He's clearly a neo-Nazi. But when I was growing up, that's what you called them. He was hard right. He wasn't associated with the sane Republican Party. As much as I think some Democrats would have liked him to have been, because then he becomes an easy sort of little scarecrow to knock down. But somewhere that I always worried about that video coming out, like where I said, wow, I'm really into this alt-right thing. But I was also told that Milo knew alt-right was just a name that the hard right were kind of like going under.
Yeah, well, Spencer coined it in 2008 in a news article.
He coined it in 2008. So then, so if that's true, so I don't know what to believe. Then that means Milo is responsible for trying to sell it to like sort of
he kind of popularized it, and then once it was popular, Spencer steps in and goes, well, actually, this is my thing. It was really weird. But I mean, where we are now is like you've got Nux Taku kind of seen as like a very far right figure, or like at least tied in. Is he?
That's new.
Well, he's kind of tied in. He's kind of tied in with the right. He's like doing this whole. He's almost. And this sounds weird to say, but he's almost in some ways become the new Milo, because he does this weird like Trump is so good like thing. It's so like I love Trump and all this stuff, and it's very weird. I'm like, you're the fucking, I don't know, fucking Shotacon guy. What the fuck is going on?
YouTubers and influencers, they're apolitical and they just hop on stuff that seems to kind of work for their audience.
Tectone seems to have admitted this at one point, actually. But it's interesting now, because we'll get to like Chibi Reviews. But one of the things I saw, because Chibi Reviews is engaged in this war with Josh Moon and Kiwi Farms, and I saw a post
some of it
where somebody said, well, basically, Kiwi Farms has just become incredibly left-wing. It's basically just a very left-wing space, and that's why they're going after all these right-wing
You said that to me in a phone call months ago. And since you said that, I've been kind of like, wait a minute, like when the Turkey Tom thing happened, like, what is this, believe all women? Get the fuck out of here. Like, it's Kiwi Farms,
there's definitely elements where it's become more, I don't know, by internet standards, normified. But I certainly wouldn't refer to it as, I certainly wouldn't say that Josh Moon has become left-wing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
But this idea, like...
Josh Moon, I don't think it's really hard. Like, Josh Moon's kind of a Puritan. And he sees a pedophilia under every rock. Even most recently in a video game, like with I don't know, what's the big game on Steam right now?
Oh, you mean the one with
forget
the
the
robot daughter thing?
the robot and the girl.
Yeah. And a lot
Yeah,
of
I
people are
mean,
going, this is like,
I don't know if he's saying that like that causes, but I think he's kind of suggestion that that's where they're going. And then at the same time, I thought that was ridiculous. But then I was seeing Turkey Tom. You can make two and three and four different thumbnails now.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think Tom's experimenting with that. And personally, I'm not. Hold on, I can hear myself real quick. I'm not accusing Tom of anything, but I did notice like in big letters in one of his videos because he was exposing this stuff because it's essentially like true crime. It said in big letters like CP in the thumbnail to bring you in. Now Tom's doing like something on an internet thug or a bad person, but I found it kind of weird that was kind of insinuated, And then I hear Josh kind of saying that what's going on in video games is pedophilic, and it's really exhausting, to be honest with you. It seems to be everywhere, and I think that's really the ultimate death of commentary, because I started noticing this around 2019. Everybody's looking for the biggest, and it's the biggest story ever. Some Discord ped, and it's more than just trying to rid the internet for these people. It's a form of sort of entertainment now, and it's bizarre how it's kind of. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying Tom did anything weird. I think he's just playing to his audience and try to get as many people to watch videos as possible. But I mean, let's see if I can see this video. This if I could show this to you. I just found this thing so bizarre, and like I said, I don't think. Yeah, look at this right here. I'll put this on for you. But look at that look at that thumbnail.
Oh,
Club
shit,
Penguin.
yeah, the Club Penguin one.
It's big fucking letters. And I think that's there for a couple of reasons. A, the true crime element of it. I mean, people go in is going to find out. And I do think, and I don't think Tom's consciously appealing to this. I do think they're pulling in the people. Well, if this is as close as I can get, to the creep crowd. And then the other thing is like, just, like, oh my God, look at that. And I think there's another thumbnail too that I thought was similar. I could be mistaken by that. Now, again, I want to make it clear, I don't think Tom's doing anything weird or anything. I think he's appealing to, unfortunately, what commentary has become. And that thumbnail just says it all for me. I try to avoid stuff like this. I'm never going to, the only time you're going to catch me talking about Jimmy is here. Just because, because I don't mind people that cover it. I feel, it makes me feel dirty, and it's all people talking. We have outbreaks of it in the LCU, and that's what I call it. I just got a fight today with somebody in the LCU. He's about ready to start a cause celeb for something really disgusting one of the hosts said. And it's like, this is going to divide the whole community, and this will be my second time trying to fight back on it. Hopefully, Keem's on vacation for 3 months.
Are we allowed to say why Keem's on vacation for 3 months? It's not public.
He's getting married.
Yeah, he's
getting married.
I don't know whether
it's the weirdest fucking marriage thing. I don't know anybody. First of all, I never met a guy in my life that was ever in charge of anything when it came to his marriage. I don't know what the fuck he needs 3 months for. 2 weeks, I should have. Certainly, the thing's going to be extravagant. I think I think Brantley's just telling him what to do.
Yeah,
and he's doing it.
Like,
that's what I think.
What is? Okay, so like you, in some regards, have almost come full circle, because you've gone from, baited. You've gone from being your own man, baited, which is sort of how people came to know you a bit more, to your own man again. Shot from the point has launched multiple people. I mean, it is. Most people have passed through the corridors to some extent.
There is. That's the thing I'm most proud of. Personally, is that, and there's some people that had direct impact on, like a Dick Fiorio, and there's some people that it helped greatly, like Wavy Webster. I mean, but probably would have made it either way. But I think how that sense of community, I think, helps on your way up.
Yeah, absolutely does. Absolutely does.
I've been accused before as like, oh, your thing is just a ladder ring for other YouTubers to go up on. That's not really an insult, is it?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, am I wrong?
No, I think
so either.
I think a lot of people, you've got quite a lot of people who have been friends with people, or like been a stepping stone in some way. But I think that if you can what's a good way to put this? If you're if you're a show that has a lot of people who've go on to do cool things or become interesting people, and also obviously now recording with Matt Pitts came through as well, which
that's right.
I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
if it wasn't
in a
for Matt.
roundabout way, I sort of touched you too.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no intention there. But
yeah, it does.
But no, I know.
Impact
But
all
I
of
mean,
us. That's
like a good feeling.
Yeah, it's like an excellent selection.
Getting their own community and it's been a blast,
So with that in mind,
me.
how's it being back now with Keemstar? Because I mean, how different is he, and how much is he the same?
This is the most different. This is very. He calls me up and he says, "Look, I want you back. This is why I want you to back." And first thing is like, I'm not signing an NDA. I'm going to do what I want. I do what I want. I am kind of interested, but I'm interested in my own show. So I thought initially he was going to be the main show and let me do the morning show, which would have been a little bit of sleeve tough, but great. It would have been fun, So I could have kind of controlled it on both ends. I could have been on the main show and I could have had sort of my own commentary shows. I have a commentary channel, sort of. Basically, it's shot from the point in that space, only with a female co-host. And I went in there and I went in and started, but I didn't get the main show for some reason. And then I kind of realized why is because everybody's fighting for the main show. The way he's got it set up, it's sort of a pyramid to move to the top. And they all kind of wait till somebody gets fired or position themselves to take it. And I found that very strange. And then I realized, they get burned out when they get to the top. I think I'm going to stay where I am, and a lot of them quit and get fired. They try to start their own thing. And it's such a weird thing. They're so insulated. They're not really YouTubers. They're LCUers. And then they I can make this on my own now because I'm a big celebrity. I was on. No, you can't. You've done this on Keem's name. Like, if that was true, I'd be a rich man.
Yeah, they basically have to start from ground zero if they leave.
I mean, it's good experience. And then I've spoken about this. I can't talk too much about LCU drama.
Sure.
But and I don't want to criticize it because I do like it, but it's like anything, I have problems with it. They're like, except for like certain people that already had certain people that already had and Keem, I'll give you Keem's justification, so I'll give you his side. Mm-hmm. Instead of certain people that have already had communities like I have prior to that, the other hosts are pretty much locked down on what they can do when they leave. I'm not. Xylie's not. There's a few other people that aren't. I know there's a guy that he got like 100K in a gaming channel. I don't think they really can do much to him. But if you're going in there like new, all it is sort of a ready-made Keemstar fans, and you just got to make them happy. It's almost like he's streaming 24/7. So that's one of my problems with it. But it could be sort of a base to where it would make it'd be a starting point for a lot of streamers. It could be that, but I think what Keem fears, and he might be right because I kind of stayed stagnant, is that if he starts making stars, then they'll lose the LCU 24-hour sort of schedule. All the fans will leave. I don't know if he's wrong. So, but I don't like the idea that we're not making stars. I think we should be trying to make stars to a certain extent. So that's why I can't go deep into LCU drama.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because the amount of people who've sort of come through it, and I don't know. I basically know Rastov, and that's it. That's the only person I'm aware of who
he's gone. He's left.
And he's long. Yeah, he's like.
And he left. He got Voldemorted. Where he's not. You get this Voldemort status. It's something that I never pay attention to. That you're not allowed to talk about hosts and the other thing. And what he doesn't want is he doesn't want a back and forth with a Voldemorted host that help him out. Which I agree with. But what I don't agree with is like you get in trouble if you mention his name. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like I don't play by that rule. But it is he'll say there is a double standard for people that had YouTube channels coming in. He's outright in front with that. So if you're a newbie, no, you can't. But if you already like Xylie, they're not going to punish her like that ever. They're not for saying a Voldemorted name or something like that. And I won't tolerate that shit either. He's not going to, you do anything you want to me, but you can't, no free speech. No, but here, and you talking before about like what the difference between is now. I can go to him and say I ain't doing this. I can go to him and say I want to argue with you. I can go to him and say he's wrong. I can do it privately. I can do it publicly if I do it in sort of either a funny way or something that keeps the LCU health in mind. Like when I go out and I say something wrong with the LCU, it's not because I hate it. It's because I want to do better.
Has he become more hands off? Because when the LCU started, he was like so hands on. He couldn't just fucking leave it alone.
He cannot possibly put hands on absolutely everything because it's so big now. I really didn't understand it when I went in. It's big. So in that sense, yes, there are, but I do think he's loosened up just by hitting the age of 40. Just by virtue of doing that, it just happens to everybody. And I do think that he in some ways he's more heads off. He wasn't like that in beta. He wasn't like that 10 years ago. He wasn't that like 3 years ago. But he does realize in order for it to kind of stay fresh and new, he's going to have to let certain things go, which is probably the biggest adjustment for me because I'll be honest, the guy's a control freak, and he's always been, but he does realize less. I think now. My issue is where he decides to put those hands. Sometimes I think he should be control freaking in one area and he's not, and he's control freaking in an area that I think's preventing his own growth. For lack of a better word. But I like it. It's like a radio. It's like everybody else got into be YouTubers. I wanted to be a radio guy, and it's like a radio station. It's a 24-hour radio station. I don't particularly like how guys are picked up from obscurity. I don't like the fact that people are NDA'd. I'm not one of them. And things of that nature. There are some different precautions you have to do. Like I can't go into deep drama. But at the end of the day, it's totally juiced me streaming again. I think I'd be completely done if I wasn't there. And there's so much less. There's no pet stuff. So, and we talked about this over the summer, me and you. Like you were kind of resentful of the LCU because you feel like that's where a big chunk of commentary people went or commentary fans went. And I got to tell you, I'm reporting back. You're right, because they were the ones that were really overwhelmed by the politics and the ped stuff, the daily ped stuff, right? And I'm not taking a swing at you or anybody else that covers that, or Turkey Tom, or any one of my friends that have made a lot of bet exposing those assholes, or even talking about them in a true crime manner, or exposing people that are involved. I'm not doing that. But if you talk to people, like one of my fans, like Picklington, who supported SFTP forever, he was a Patreon for most of the last, like 8 out of the last 10 years, and he's just, you talk to them, they were exhausted. They were exhausted with it. It started in 2019 with that guy was like a Wake Up YouTube, and I think it wore a lot of people down that liked watching Kavos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they liked sort of they wanted their English tabloid internet stuff.
In some ways, it was the writing was on the wall because like Oggy and Bo Blacks, the first time I ever saw them was the last thing I ever saw on the internet before I took a break, which was them turning up on, I think it was an Ethan Ralph and Andy Warski stream, I believe, where they were trying to expose a predator ring. And the evidence started to be live deleted in front of them.
Over folders.
Yeah. And they were like freaking out live. And I was like, and that was the last thing. I just vaguely remember watching this and being like, oh yeah, we'll never see these guys again.
I don't know if I think Augie was like 16 at the time, but this was a perfect example of getting in over your head. Like Ralph and I don't know what they looked at, all right? And then Josh got involved in this, Kiwi Farms Josh, and said it was probably a honeypot. So Ralph and Jaworski opened the folders live. And then Bobax and Bobax and Augie, who was at that time just a fan of mine, and he didn't have to get much of a platform at that point, decided to defend a YouTuber who was, by the way, has been to my house, ate dinner with my family, and is more than welcome back and lives in a country over from me. A guy by the name of Twoon, really nice guy, who admitted to me that he was absolutely far in over his head with this stuff. and they decided to defend him. He just fucked the whole investigation up. It was terrible. I mean, I can't go into it now. And like, yeah, that was the beginning of this is not for commentary. Gaming fucking dramas for commentary. Like the stupid stuff I watched Drama Alert for in like 2015, 16. And then it just turned into making yourself some kind of fucking hero when you're totally unqualified to do it. Exposing another YouTuber if it might be your friend on, I don't know, anything. And it just became sort of a cutthroat, non-entertaining, no showmanship thing, you know. And to some extent, yeah, that's kind of Augie in a nutshell, especially what he is now. I mean, he had the entertainment forms from when he had Diorio there, and somewhat Bobax, because Zobax, for all as goofy as he was, he could be entertaining, especially his Twitter account. But then it started turning into you always hear, you kind of hear the you hear people say often, that's a good take, that's a hot take, that's a bad take. Good takes, oof, bad takes, hot takes. You know what a good take is? Everybody else's take. That's really what it's become. And then everybody just they found a new way. They never doing this, by the way, this sort of incestuous way the commentary community was is an old thing. It's nothing new. A good take is what everybody else is talking about. No innovation at all. But you know what an actual smart take is? Something like what Harmful Opinions did with Candid and pointed out this looks like a kind of a spy program and you guys are falling for it. And then those guys would turn on him and try to kind of shake him out of the skeptic community. That's what a really good take is. But most of the people you see are just doing, like when I was started, it was, what is Colossal's crazy tweeting about? Okay, let's copy that. And that's what a good take is now. And a good take is passed off as something that's wise and smart. I heard Augie say this when me and Nick Diorio, we did RFC, and he's totally, like, as Bobax has been written out of the history of that show, did After Nights. We brought you the facts. Man, your show was three guys having a good time, giggling over a bunch of internet shit. And unfortunately, and this is probably why I went to politics with a lot of stuff, how these communities kind of go wayward because the fun factor's gone. Like Augie doesn't even remember why his show was successful. His show was successful because he seemed like every man. Bobax and Nick were funny. That's it. That's what happened. One thing I learned in the LCU. You know what beats truth? Entertainment. If people are entertained, if they like who you are, if they find you, if you're not even that talented, they will support just about anything you say as long as you're entertaining. You know, and that was the key. It wasn't the takes. It wasn't your view. Augie's not a rocket scientist. Neither. I mean, Nick's pretty smart, but he's not a rocket scientist. He's a dramatuber, and I think a lot of guys think there's something above that, and that's where that's when the politics come in, and that's when it goes south.
Yeah, I think it's interesting watching, because so I obviously when I started it was doing Twitch poll shit, got away from Twitch poll, came over here, started talking about drama stuff. And now drama stuff has just become politics, and it's to an extent it is just boring. I think I caught the last person I saw talk about fucking Destiny's court case, for example, was Sean from LawTube, is like doing the updates. I just it's kind of weird to see that shift, and I don't know. I look back and I think, you know, when I think of like blood sports, I think of Kumite and Killstream and Warski Live. Mm-hmm. And now it's sort of like a LARP of what that used to be. I definitely think something's been lost in the last like 2 years. I do think,
you know who found, you talk about Warski, that's who picked it up, that's who figured it out. Warski's doing a shock show. Warski exceeded where I failed. It's just a straight up shock show. Yeah. That's the amazing part. And why? Because PPP, I pointed out this to Nick Diorio years ago. I was like, that guy's got something. I mean, it's amazing. And Nick kind of, I'm not trying to, Nick kind of rolled his eyes. It's like, this guy is holding a phone in front of his face, calling Medicare a fucking sellout. And he's got 1,000 people in there. That's talent. That's amazing. You know, like that's mind blowing, right? That guy's got talent. And you see these sort of sermons that he gives. And I heard Ethan Klein said he comes from like a religious sermon family.
Yeah, PPP,
And
yeah.
he's used that for YouTube drama. I mean, the guy's the most talented. He's one of the most talented guys I've ever come
Well, I
across.
mean, I said this
People are really connecting with that.
the first time I ever became sort of a fan of PPP was years ago during the Dick Masterson Platform 2, whatever the fuck he called it, with his like Patreon alternative. And PPP got Metica onto a stream and just tore him apart. I mean,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I told Nick about this. It was when Nick was still SFTP, and I told him about it, and he was screaming into a phone, saying that like everybody's a sellout, I think, except Josh Moon, right? And all this is about money, and it was basically what was sort of left with blood sports community. And he's on with this big fat guy with this thick Canadian accent, and he was mesmerizing, like something I'd never seen before. And he's calling these guys, and he had Medica on. He said, "Look, you're a good guy. You look at," but then he would take a swing at Medica, and Medica was kind of like, for the first time, like kind of overwhelmed by him. And then, of course, PPP sold out, and really now he does a commercial show. Now he does all the shit that he was complaining about then, and does a commercial, and more power to him, you know. But it is kind of bizarre how
everyone's an anarchist until they want to sell hats, right?
Bingo. Yeah, that's what he was an anarchist until somebody gave him a check. You know, hey, you're really talented at this. You really big. There's money in this. What you're doing, there is. Yes. There's money in this because I mean nobody could say that he's not good at it. My fear with shows like theirs is like. You remember I said before, it doesn't matter if you're telling the truth, it matters if you're entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, I am always grateful that the people that are most entertaining at the very tip top, usually not below them, are at least making an effort to tell the truth. You know, because let's just say, let's pretend Andy War. Let's say Andy War. Let's say this quartering thing comes and goes. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they need somebody new. I'm not saying they would do this, but they do have the power to do this right now, whether you like it or not. And they just say, Tommy C's banging your girlfriend. What are you gonna do about it? Tommy C's not banging my girlfriend. And they do it, and they put this really entertaining thing together, right? About Beckett's getting Tommy C banging his girlfriend, right? I'm denying it, you're denying it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which truth they present it. You know, they present it in a certain way, then the Bulls fucking taking your girlfriend. That's what I worry about in the future. Now, I don't know if specifically they'll do that. I'm not pointing figures at them, but that's what I kind of worry about. You know, because I see things like, what did he say? Like, what did they say? Like, there's no proof that Quartering's wife's getting harassment. Yeah, that technically that's true, but it isn't kind of like considering the size of the show and just knowing the way the internet is and the fact that she's out there on the internet. Don't you think somebody's doing something? Like the problem is you couldn't believe Jeremy because he's such a fucking liar, even if he had receipts. But I mean, it's kind of logical. You probably wouldn't have to show receipts. They're going through some kind of shit. Right? Am I wrong here?
Well, I mean, I don't.
People are just afraid to say.
I don't disagree with you. I think the problem is that in the case of Jeremy, it's like his wife is kind of like I guess like an attachment figure, so people don't think of her as a person.
I'm not saying she can't be above criticism. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying they can't criticize her. What I'm saying is they're saying he's got to come up with receipts about her being harassed or something. I think I can. Yeah,
I think Andy was right in one of the I think it was one of the streams where they came back. I think it was the first one back after PPP was on holiday. He was Andy was like, we condemn any harassment to his wife. You should leave her alone. She's not part of this. We like his wife, but it's also these grounds of engagement of talking about who people are.
I think she's criticizable.
You think so?
I think yes, absolutely. I mean, I think to the point that so they did this stuff. I don't know. I mean, like if my buddy Lynn's, he lives in Denmark. He's coming over. He's gonna crash here. He's gonna help me fix one of my arcades, and we're gonna go to this was some place I want to take you over in Mines. That bar that I'm always telling you about. They make their own beer.
Oh yeah.
And it's just mind blowing. And I took Detective Deckard there, and he said it was a new taste. He was so blown away by it. Right. And I always take everybody. What's to stop them coming up and saying that Lynn's fucking my wife.
Yeah.
So it's like you could assume just from that something's happening. You know, you don't need like he's got two problems with the harassment part. A, no one's going to believe no matter what he puts out because he's a liar, right? The other part is, you know, they've done a great job, you know, kind of like making a joke out of the whole thing. But I'm not suspending like sanity to think that she's probably getting a raw deal out of this. I don't know if she's fucking her. I don't know if she's fucking Skyrone or not. I can see how people get that conclusion.
My theory is this. Like this cuck thing has been a joke about Jeremy for like, I don't know, half a decade.
And let me add to this. He asked for it because that motherfucker he's running around calling everybody a cuck too, and he is not a tough guy. I mean, it is. Like, come on.
I've starting this space is getting, you know, punched at Magic the Gathering by a trans woman. He's like this, you know. That's his history, and it's kind of weird that he's now doing this stuff. But I mean, my theory is, you know, so the Jewish bull, everyone started getting flagged when Kino Casino showed a picture of him, and he's been friends with Jeremy for like 10 years. And Jeremy has also said that he's had experiences with that. I think Jeremy's gay. That's my actual theory. I think Jeremy is a closeted homosexual. And they showed a picture of his boyfriend. That's what I think happened. Honest to God. And that's why he flipped out. He was like, you can make fun of my wife or whatever, that's fine. But don't you dare go after my gay Jewish boyfriend. I will take your channel down.
You sound like that was really funny. You sound like tinfoil Tommy C right there.
I swear to God. Like, listen, that's why he buys her the planes, Tommy. It's to distract her while he's fucking his boyfriend. Get
out! Oh, it's so funny. It's funny to think about. But I mean, you know, my point is, if something like that happened, I mean, I'm sure that I do feel a little bad for her. I'll be honest with you. You know, I'm not saying they're encouraging. I'm not even saying she's above reproach. She's been in the pictures. He brings her up all the fucking time.
Oh, gotcha.
You know.
I mean, there is an element of there is a fair game to this. There is. I've said this.
There is a fair game.
You know, I've said this before. I bring up my dead mother. Occasionally, people will make dead mother comments when they're trying to fight me, and it's completely. I consider it completely fair game. What wouldn't be is bringing up a family member that I have never fucking mentioned and don't make a big deal of. That's a completely different scenario.
I mean, what if you made your uncle so and so who's married to somebody? I mean, is that fair game because you've done it in passing? You never took a picture to it.
No, I think a passing
my uncle
comment,
Jim told me one time. You know, I mean, I'm getting that feeling. I mean, no one would say that she was a hard part of his content. It was more like mentions.
Well,
you know,
she,
my wife.
She has her own YouTube channel. She's been on multiple pieces of content with him. I think they have a joint channel together. So it's far more than passing.
Smart move,
you know.
Smart move.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Real smart move.
I think I know you're talking about bearing
just between you and me. I just forgot the fucking internet, the rules of engagement, the commentary code. Do you think she deserves this shit?
No, I personally don't.
Me either.
But I think you leave family out of it.
I think he asked for it. I don't think she deserves it. He asked for it.
It's okay. So I think it's one of those things of like, I understand the rules of engagement of it being a fair game comment, but like, it's an incredibly low blow, right? It's like, it funnily enough, like compare it to Jarbo. People made comments about Jarbo's kid, and it's like, well, Jarbo's mentioned that he has a kid. But the kid obviously doesn't deserve that. You shouldn't.
No.
Like, that's not an ethical thing to do. Is it?
And
like,
his kid is going. Let me tell you something. Tommy's 10 now. That means he was a year old when Baited started. He's found the videos. I can imagine my daughter's 18. I'm pretty sure she's found something she doesn't like him. And God knows what you watch. Maybe somebody, you know, I've had videos made about me that are just stone lies.
Do you think that if he ever gets annoyed at his dad, like he'll come home one day and go, "Can you help me with my geography homework? Well, I hear you really like
I've thought about. No. I look as well. I mean, like Laura's got her own place now, and she's 18 years old, and she's never brought it up or anything, so what have you. But I didn't have as many talks with her about it because she doesn't she loses her mother. But I think I got Tommy pretty interneted because he's a gamer kid, like most kids his age. But I just said, and he seems to be going for it. I say, stay away from Sonic, stay away from anime, and play sports on top of video games, and you'll be okay like your dad. And he's like most Germans, very agreeable. And he's been doing that. So I think he'll be okay. And he has no desire. He's actually good in school, so I don't think he has much desire to be an internet entertainer. I don't think so. I think he just wants to beat the next.
Yeah, it takes the shine off it to some extent. And I've got nephews and nieces and things. And I just don't tell them about the shit. And occasionally they're like,
if I know.
God, YouTube's
he found Wavy Web Serve, right? And I came home and he's like, Dad, do you know this guy? I'm like, look, the odds are. I was like, oh wow, it's Wavy. I was like, you like Wavy? I was like, Wavy was, and he was like stunned, like Wavy's like we found Wavy when he only had a couple thousand subs, and now he's like got a whole bit. It's basically a business for him, And then we made a video for Wavy. Unfortunately, we did that with Mudahar too, because that was the first YouTuber he discovered was Mudahar. And he asked me if that was like 5 years ago. I was like, this guy? I was like, strangely enough, I do, and that's kind of cool for him. But I've also told him like, it's awful. They've said bad stuff about you and me and your mother. It's not the place to be. Yeah. Like I told him I did this because I was looking for work and this brought in more money than I could possibly have brought in a country where I barely speak the language. I was kind of worked out. I was like blind luck, but I was like, I don't recommend it for you. You better be PewDiePie good if you're going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's going to be over 18 if he does. There will be no Turkey Toms in this house.
I mean, I think it's weird with looking how things have gone with some of the dramas because when Turkey Tom doesn't stream anymore, he's kind of obviously with everything becoming increasingly like I'm just not talking to anyone. Fuck it. Everyone's done this whole no new friends stuff. I've just experienced this shit like last month, where probably the closest person who was orbiting me has completely blown themselves up, and it's just like, dude, it's so fucking frustrating. Just like, because it's some of it's as well, like it's this weird thing of with the guy who just blew himself up for me, Value of the Alt Block. It's like he was.
Yeah, I am not familiar. You were mentioning that. You said it was like kind of a friend of yours, and it's pretty personal. I imagine. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough.
It like, I don't know, man. It's the internet. You sort of expect shit, but I think the big thing is as well. Some of it is so fucking needless, and I think this about like the Bo Black shit. Like, he could have Bo Black could have just continued making fucking Twitter videos and be fine, and it would have been okay. It would have been good. He would have been Gucci.
You know where you got the idea from? My server.
Really?
Because the idea was originally sold to me by Scrubby, the million sub YouTuber. He had like 2 million sub channels. We still keep up to this day. Scrubby, he moved. He almost came here one time. I'm not gonna say what business he went into. He made a shit ton of money after Aiden shouted him out, and he invested that in a business that's very successful now. And he's off the internet. He really just one of the smartest guys I've ever met, like really, and what have you. But he was like a lot of guys. I mean, Nick did this for me too. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do what Turkey Tom's doing. You got to do that. And it's probably me being old and I didn't want to do it their way. But Scrubby was one of those guys that sort of futilely tried to convince me of this. And one of the recommendations was a Twitterverse, what essentially became Twitterverses. Of course, I turned it down, and he just mentioned it because he was talking to Bobix, and he was hanging around Bobax and Augie at the time, and he had mentioned that to Bobax, and Bobax took it and ran with it. Yeah, and did a good job. I look at those old videos, like they were really helpful, And then now I feel the same way. I'm really happy for Connor because like his stuff's really helpful too, and he deadpans that shit more than Bobax. If I had one criticism for Connor, like at least Bobax threw a little comedy in there once in a while. Like a little commentary, little comedy once in a while. Like it's like from what I can see, Connor's fair and like so fair he's dry. You know,
Yeah, I think I
yeah.
really like Internet Versus. I quite like Connor. There's a couple of stories that Connor gets really interested in that have overlap with me. And it's interesting to like I've chatted to him a couple of times about them just because we got this similar interest, and I think Internet Versus is good. I think he does a good job.
I think he does a great job. I'm happy for him. I mean, he was one of our guys on. Keem treated him pretty poorly on.
Yes, I remember, like, because he went on Bo Black's stream to complain about it.
And then
Keem fucking fired him.
Well, I told him, I said, you can't fire these. You fucking, I was like, you hire kids, and it was a couple years ago. You fucking hire kids, and they snap at you, and you expect them to act like you don't pay them that much, and you expect them to act like you want military. I told you want military personnel. You don't like you don't even want like they're kids, and him. Although I like to think I helped him with this, but you never know. With him, he made it more difficult because everything was up for debate.
Yeah.
Because he was what, 20, 21 at the time, he's like, everything was up for debate. Not everything's up for debate. It's just do it. Like if he asks you to do something that's beyond reason, then get close.
Well, with Keem also, it feels like Keem does this thing where he's like, listen, I want the content, and I want people to even fight with me occasionally, and like bring me up. Yes. And then he says that's not what he wants.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. Yeah, that was the one thing that I was a little careful of when I got over there. Like you can fight with me too, and I'm like, right, but no, he does. No, you can't. You know what you can't do? You can't go on one of the shows and say, hey, Keem, fuck you, and just get off. You got to say, you know what, fuck this shit, Keem. Here's why. I mean, I have criticized his girlfriend having too much influence in the LCU. Me and her went back at it. I have criticized the way he's done business, the way he promotes stars, the health of the network, all this stuff. And he is not. At one time, it got hairy about a month ago. He said I had to make an apology to Brantley. He kind of leaned on my co-host a little bit, and we stood firm. And nothing happened. And he said before he left how much he loves our show, and like we're his morning show, which is cool. And I don't hate his wife. I don't hate his girlfriend. I don't. The problem with her is she loves the LCU, like really loves it, right? And there's a lot to love there. I mean, I love it. I probably love it as much as she does. And I think it's like with everything with Keem, like Keem's projects are like, with the exception of Baited, I think, Keem projects are like Grand Theft Auto Online. It's really cool, but there's one fucking thing missing, and that's how everybody feels watching the LCU, right? And everybody wants to kind of like do it. And I think, Brantley, because she's close to the boss, obviously, she wants to make some changes too, and then she doesn't have a position, but she says things and it has influence, and sometimes that influence interferes. But he didn't fire me for that, did he? So you can't really say that about him.
No. And I mean, it's interesting as well. Like I find like the LCU, I don't watch it a lot, but I can tune in, I guess, when there's a big when I'd almost like say they're like convergence points of like a drama's built for a little while, and then it like crashes, like the you and the Billy Rastoff stuff. I haven't
watched that.
I did watch that. Yeah, I thought it was really interesting. But it also like I
ran those bitches out, man. Rastoff took a bunch of money with him. It's still that guy earns more than you and me. If I did every day, he's gonna earn on one show that you're gonna earn in a week, but he only has 50 people in there. It's so funny. Because he took all the biggest donors, right? And I gotta be honest with you, like they don't have a talent like you in there. They don't have like anybody as good as you, right? Maybe me and a few and Yo Mama, but they don't got a guy as good as you or Xylee maybe, right? And like Rastoff was what I call a fundraiser, not an entertainer, at any level. I mean, you don't have to be 100, but like I'm not Johnny Carson over here. I'm not Dave Letterman. I know that. I'm not stupid, but I think I do have some entertaining qualities. I've paid some bills with it, but some of these guys are kind of picked from the Discord, and they're not very good. I think the thing with the LCU is when you go in there, you sort of have to it's like the WWE. You have to kind of let go, right?
Well,
Some of these shows are going to be bad, but you need the shows to be bad so they can get goofed on.
So, like,
right?
it's interesting you say this because I was thinking about this recently, and that's basically what happened with Twitch Poll. It was a load of people from like politics discords who suddenly became streamers, and Destiny turned them into like, oh, I'll raid into you. So these people who in any reasonable world would not have got 20 viewers were sat at 1,000 concurrent on Twitch, having the most retarded debates possible. It was, you know, so there's definitely something there for it. And then obviously Destiny gets banned and the entire thing fucking collapses. So it's one of those that, like, it's almost with the LCU, it's waiting for that Destiny banned moment where the whole thing would just like fucking collapse into the ground.
I don't know, because so many people are fighting to get shows on there. You know, they're fighting to get in. They're fighting to get. There's no shortage of people that want to be on it, no matter how. Like they have a second circuit, which doesn't get as many people, and there are so many people just fighting to get on there. You know, and there are talented people over there, right? I think one of my biggest complaints to Keem is I don't know if he knows how to cultivate it exactly. I made a comment on there. I didn't get in trouble for this. I said I made more stars in Soften the Point than Keem made over here. You know, and actually, I think it's true. I mean, who's come through Keem and become a big star in the last 10 years? Cabos, me, that's it. And Cabos did really well. I mean,
that's unfair. That's unfair. There
who
must
else,
be somebody.
Who else did he do? Who else? Name him. Name him. It was Cabos and me.
The girl who runs Drama Alert?
Who's the girl who runs Drama Alert?
What
are you talking about?
I've forgotten her name on Twitter.
The Twitter?
Yeah.
I mean, she does a good job if that is like entertainment-wise.
I mean, literally, that's all I've got. I've got literally nothing else. I can't think of anyone else that came.
No, it's Cabos. He gave me a little bit of a living, and he gave and Cabos became a superstar.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Cabos became a superstar, and Cabos is great because he can kind of like he's normal. I met him, and except for those jeans he wore, they were weird. I mean, I guess he's European, can't help it. But I met him in London, and he was like, first of all, he's big. He's bigger than me. And he was, he could have really kicked my ass. I talked so much shit about him 10 years ago. Like when I met him, like, why this guy could fuck me up? But he was like really cool. Like he doesn't have social problems, right? He doesn't have issues. I know you don't either. Right. But I think a lot of this is another thing. The commentators are kind of like weird people themselves. So like, you know, it's Revenge of the Nerds over here in commentary.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is. I think we're all slightly odd. I said years ago.
The coolest guy in my school, but I had a social life. Some of these guys don't have that. I wasn't the coolest guy in Woodbridge High, believe me. You know.
Yeah, but I think the sort of people who end up as streamers, and I've said this for years, are fundamentally kind of damaged in some way. I think it's like it's a definite thing of like there is something like to end up doing this shit. There is something that has to click in your brain to go, yeah, I want to, especially drama commentary and things. There's something that's got to be there. It's like, actually, there's so many Twitch streamer crash outs, and there's one really famous one where like I've got no idea who this guy is. I other than this clip, I have no idea who the fuck he is. But he was just crying on streams like, I hate streaming, I hate my life, this is awful, I have to get up. And it's like almost like parody. It's like Wings does the same shit, actually.
There's another reason I can advertise, because I think everybody go to the LCU. Let me do a plug.
Yeah, sure.
I think you should go to the LCU, but do not expect politics. Expect stupid. Expect stupid and let go and follow like the drama. You can follow just the what they call the rewind shows. My show, Xyles, and I think they brought the old rewind back, the one that Billy ruined. But I mean, that's coming back as well. And just you can kind of like lightly touch on the drama and stuff like that, because it's always happening, and sometimes it's fake, and sometimes it's real, and sometimes it's somewhere in between. And like last week we had a thing where something was fake and it turned real because Boogie was afraid to go to jail. That was bizarre. But I love it. I love my co-host too, not only because she's like a knockout. I mean, everybody's gonna call me a bad husband, but she's like got a great personality. You know, she's got like a a super personality, you know. And I know her husband is great. And I get up and I enjoy, you know, doing 2 hours with her, you know. And she takes a lot of shit being with me.
Yeah,
You
this
know,
shit should be fun. This shit should be fun, and
it should be fun. I think it totally rejuiced me. I love it. You know, and I love it, and I love it so much. Like I criticize it a lot, and I can't do much over here, and because I've agreed to, you know, keep the drama on there, and when I use the drama outwards, to bring it over, and I think it could be so much better. You know, and I if I were to get like rejuiced in like a different podcast or so, I think I'd stay there. Even if I wasn't making much money, as long as I could knock that to 2 hours, I think I'd stay, because it depends on how much money I was making. If I was making like, if I had opportunity to make tens of thousands of dollars, and you know that was taking on my time, I'd quit. But if I had the time, I have no plans on leaving, you know, whatsoever. I like it. It's because it's stupid, because it is, because it's fake, you know, or forced drama, where they were saying when I was there. You know,
yeah,
I
it's
feel
a
like
lot of it's
a weird kinship to
well,
it, you
like
know?
not all of it, but there's an element of kayfabe too.
And by the way, nobody gives a fuck that I was a founding member. That's been the funniest part. Like, you're a founding member. Like, nobody cares. Like, because I got a bunch of hungry people trying to climb that ladder. Like, fuck you, get out of my way. I worked hard. You know? And like, I go, lucky for you, you know, talents. I like having just a regular morning show. It was my dream come true. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the shit of, I mean, the greasy pole of any community is always painful, but I can't imagine. I'm trying to think. Like, starting in Twitch polls weird enough. I can't imagine trying to start in the LCU as like the beginning of a fucking internet career.
My
That's
advice,
like fucking crazy.
if you want to do LCU, don't think about being a streamer. Think about doing LCU. If you want to be a streamer, just do it. But it's better if you make it a streamer, because it's your own money and your own way. The problem, but here's the thing: you fuck up in the LCU, it's no big deal. You fuck up as a streamer, that's game, set, match.
Well, there must, yeah, because like the truth is that no one really covers LCU drama outside of the LCU.
No.
There's nothing.
Well, they do, but lucky for us, all our detractors are ridiculous. They're as fake as we are. Have you seen some of these headlines? Oh, it's falling apart. Oh, like, I'll never forget this. Nick Diorio is too funny. You know the biggest lie Nick Diorio ever told?
Go on.
So I left, and they put in the headline, like, Tommy C gets fired, something like this. And Nick says to me, he goes, well, he's went to the well too often with that one. He'll never be able to do that one again. They'll do it today. They still do it today. I think Boogie got fired last week. You know, he never went away. Like, that's the biggest lie Nick ever told. It was like it was a lie. It was like he did. Like, I agreed with him at the time. He's like, yeah, they'll never be able to pull the firing one again. No, they still do it.
It's just
to
endless.
this day.
It's endless.
It's endless.
Like listen. If Boogie went to prison, no, I'm just saying hypothetically, Kim would make him stream from prison. Like, he'd make him stream from prison. It'd be fucking ridiculous.
You know, like, I'd more like under normal circumstances, I would like stick up. That's terrible, and that's probably true. Good, I'm glad. Good. I fucking hate him. And he is such a bad. You have no idea what a comically bad person he is. And on top of that, he's embraced it. He's like, yeah, I'm a bad person, and he does bad things. And if you catch him, you know what his latest stunt is, right? They got Desi on a Second Circuit show with this guy, MTV Nick. MTV Nick was, the reason they call him MTV Nick is because he was on a show on MTV when he was a kid, when he's younger than Tommy, where the girl gets knocked up and they follow the girl up until the birth, right? And his, I forget what that show was called. Maybe the chat. I'm going to put on the chat here. What was it? Yeah, Nick is a sweet kid. Yeah, Teen Mom. So MTV Nick was on Teen Mom, and MTV Nick parlayed his way to get a show with Desi, Boogie's girlfriend, right? So she's been on since about March. Boogie's girlfriend has skipped 17 days since she's been there, right? Of work, out of like just under 60.
Okay.
So Nick, who I'm not. No, I'm not gonna. Let me do this right because I want to do this. I got to do this like an advertisement. I can't do it like we're discussing the drama. Okay. Because I got opinions about Nick, but I generally like him. Nick, because let's be honest, Desi's kind of they're going to see her. They're going to see let's see Boogie's weird fucking alien looking girlfriend, and then she doesn't show up, and she's always looking for a way to get out. And then what it does, it puts Nick in the position to basically earn for her because if you lose a day, you still get paid. Like if I called up this week and I got sick this week or I couldn't really sleep and I called Batgirl, I was like, I can't do it. She's no, got it, take the day off. I still earn the money for the day, right? So she's taking off like 2-3 days a week, right? Or 1 or 2 days a week and still earning. So Nick is having a tough time, right? And on top of this, Nick's girlfriend is giving birth in the beginning of the month. And on top of that, they both almost died. She almost died in childbirth, right? So they haven't left the hospital since the beginning of the month. So Nick is doing this, whatever else his job is, to try to earn money in this really delicate time in his life. And I found out about this. He didn't say anything. His baby was brought back to life this month, right? I can't imagine what that's like. But Boogie wants his no-show job. Like, it's almost like New Jersey Mafia shit. Nick complains about it. Boogie goes in there and basically intimidates him. And you keep showing up. I don't give a fuck if Desi doesn't show up. Like, it's the mob. And then all I can say to advertise it, I happen to listen to this live, and I know exactly what's going on with it. You want this guy to earn for Desi so Desi can just sit around and smoke pot all day. Fuck that shit. And I got involved, and we'll leave it at that. If you want to go find out about that, go find out about that. Right? So that really happened.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a genuine investment. I suppose my biggest investment in Boogie is not like him on the LCU. It's what happens post LCU and watching his slow decline into death. Like...
that would have terrible. I might have fucking attacked you if I didn't know what a bastard he was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, that's the LCU after party, really. That's that. It's like, right, this shit's over. This motherfucker's on a clock.
Unapologetically the big. If you like to see people's ass get kissed in a disgusting puke way, boy, is the LCU. Because this guy, Boogie would tell Keem he was Jesus Christ if Keem asked him to do it. He would wash his feet like Christ washed the feet of the apostles. like no problem, Jack. There is nothing this guy wouldn't do, and it makes me vomit. And I think that's what he's like, the perfect sort of. He's a mass. The LCU is bigger than Boogie and Wings. It's a community now. The Discord is popping 24/7. Right? It's amazing. And Boogie is just he's a mascot.
Yeah. Wait.
Xylee, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw Xylee. I've invited Xylee on, and she's always too busy, so I don't know what to tell you.
Let me talk. Can I talk about Xylee?
Yeah, we can talk about Xylee.
Xylee's one of the biggest earners in the network.
Yeah, I'm aware.
You think about this, and no matter what, I think Billy tried to fuck her, and that's what I think. I don't. She doesn't disagree with me, but I think she did. I think he did. And they put Xylee in a really bad time slot. Doesn't matter where they put her, no matter where they put her, and I can't even do this. She earns. Now you think about this. She's a middle-aged woman, older than me. I just want to point that out. About a year. And she earns like a fucking kid. This is still a young man's game. Now, you can be a little older in the LCU and be fine. But the fact that she does this and still earns, no matter what they do to her, no matter what bad position they put her in, she's still one of the top earners. She's the commentator. She's the head commentator in the whole LCU. She's probably the most trusted. Right? That's a pretty impressive job, considering. Yeah. It's hard for me, and I'm a guy. Now, if I had 30 less years, I think I'd be in a better position. But for her to be able to
she promised me an LCU hoodie for my birthday last year and never sent it to me.
Did she really?
Brutal.
I got one. You want to see mine?
You have an LCU hoodie, really?
Well, they sent it to me for free. Like I can advertise. This is like perfect. I can advertise
okay,
it.
Yeah, sure.
So check this out. This is the NASCAR one, right? I'm like, go. Look at that, right? This is the NASCAR one, right? and it's got my name on it. I could zip it up, and then it's got all the shows and shit on there. I think that's not my show. I forget what my show is. Oh, that's my show, right? And then my name, right? It's very comfortable. It's like fucking walking around with pajamas all day, and this is in celebration of our NASCAR. I don't know if you know that.
Wait, you have a NASCAR?
Yes, it's not in the first division. No, I don't know much. I know I'm American, but I don't know much. I'm not a Southern.
I'm sorry. He sponsored a NASCAR Keemstar. Fucking why?
There is. Can I show you? Can I show you that too? That's mind blowing. Like the guys that are Locale Live, like Steak, who's ex-military. I'm really happy for him. He let's see if I can find this. But yeah, there's our car finishing 13th place in the last in Talladega, and I guess it's not the first one. There's the Locale NASCAR right there. See?
Shit.
We're number 1, and we finished 13th. When they first advertised it, they did an AI advertisement of the Locale, and it was going the wrong side of the track, and it crashed.
That's actually fucking absurd.
It was awesome. So, yeah, it's a real NASCAR. It's like, what a bug out. And do you know who's driving the car?
Who?
This is probably perfect too. Camelot. You know the guy that bullshitted everybody saying that bullshitted everybody telling him that GameStop was, like the CIA trying to come and get him. Yeah. Well, he's driving he's turned that into
what? Fucking what? Dude. Like, I don't know.
Can you see why I'm comfortable over there? Because people are like, gross. Wouldn't you rather be in commentary? No. I want to be with the weirdos. That's funny,
well, I mean, this is why I do ArtCom so much and like weird little shit, because it's just kind of more fun. Because I don't want to talk about fucking politics.
That's what commentary's missing.
That's
a commentary. I think that's why Nick's the best one, because there's enough comedy in there. There's enough like sort of natural comedy in just the way he talks, in there. And I think everybody else is just trying to be seen as important, and that's why they suck. There's enough natural. Nick knows that balance, I think, better than anybody.
I think there is a place for what Twitch poll was, but I think it's a very specific thing, and I think it's not commentary.
What Nick does?
No, it's like, so there was like
I would say he was a king now.
So like with what Nick is still doing commentary. But what this political side was, where it was politics and drama at the base, or it was drama within the politics stories. That was for a while what Twitch poll was, and there was a real base for that, and it's very different.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's a pseudo. I mean, he's always been attracted to Medicare and stuff like that. I always thought that's like, I think his biggest influence.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Medicare made streams. He gives you a Medicare stream every other day. Oh god! I remember he said to me, like, he did a stream on his own. I was watching it, and he actually said this, and I was like, "What a joke!" Too. He had only a few less at the time. He had only a few less, or maybe even more than I had, with the stream he was doing. And he just went on there and he did it very Medicare-esque and showed stuff on the thing and cracked his jokes and kind of went through it and explained it in a way. Nick could take a really something he's always been. He could take a situation like if I read a paragraph on it or hear something, and he can see the humor in it that I can't, and then he explains it, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, that is really funny. And I think that's what he's really good at. So he was streaming, and I watched his stream, and he was kind of like, yeah, it was all right. I was like, what do you mean it was all right? I was like, oh, come on, I'm not as good as you. I'm like, you're better than me. What are you talking about? Like, that's amazing. I wish I could do that. Your face isn't even on there, and it's more expressive than mine. It was like really, wow, he's really good. I can see why he kind of got in that mode. And he's my only complaint with him is he's a T-crosser I-dotter. He knows I said that, and I think it's a little too serious. But that's his style, and I think a lot of people have copied his style to some extent. And I think that's the influence of what you're talking about, the Twitch poll stuff, where it's sort of pseudo politics.
Yeah.
But he balances the entertainment. He mixes up that Twitch poll sort of seriousness and the old school drama alert better than anybody.
Yeah, I think Nick has
Tom did a good job at that too. Tom, I wish Tom streamed. Tom was really good at that as well.
Yeah,
You know,
I think there's like I think the difficulty with it is like I miss do you ever see Jonathan Pie?
yes, really, it exactly is.
So like this idea of like taking serious current events and taking like a very comedic angle on it of purely outside the realm of kind of online politics. And I don't think anyone's doing. I haven't seen anyone doing
Okay,
that really well.
like oh, you mean like, but he does mainstream sort of stuff. He was
Yeah,
bitching about. I still watch Jonathan Pie currently. He was bitching about something going on in what do you call the fucking? I'm used to the German word, the Bundestag.
Parliament.
Yeah, Parliament.
Yeah.
Yeah, God. He was doing something about Parliament the other day and bitching about Kai Starmer and how he blew it. You know that he had it and he blew it or something like that. I don't know. I'm not real sure about English politics these days. I know it sounds like everybody blew it. It sounds like Kai blew it. It sounds like the conservatives blew it. It sounds like what's his name? Farage blew it. And your country is terrible and it shows.
Yeah, things are not good over here at the moment.
Yeah, they're wild politically. Like I was like, I was hoping, oh great, Farage to get like a sort of Trump type candidate, and then he pissed off his base. Now he's fucking toast. You know, like wow, like that's crazy. You know, that's funny. That's really funny.
So yeah, it's dude. I mean, I think that when I look at the sort of like political landscape online now, or like people commenting on it, it is vastly different from where it was like 15 years ago. And I think it's vastly different from where it was even 10 years
mainstream
ago.
Now. I think like 10 years ago it was rebellious. This year it's like we're trying to act like real live TV guys. And we're trying to be taken seriously. Where it was more there was more sort of a hippie rebellion 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was actually just fun. There's fun shit there. I don't think there is now. Not in the same way anyway. It's all like there's almost like a level of irreverence has been completely fucking lost to this shit, and I think that's a shame. Everything seems really fucking high stakes, and I think part of the big thing with online politics, particularly talking about it, is it's basically irrelevant. I mean, it's like the mass scale of like things like Twitter or like the influence of using social media to move people in certain directions, or like that has an effect. But day-to-day political commentary, even for some of the bigger guys, it doesn't move the needle. People are too desperate. It only works on like a mass scale. So unless you're kind of talking, if you're talking about individual creators, truth is Hassan and like, I don't know, who's a right-wing person, I guess like Shapiro, aren't really moving the needle independently that much on elections. It's why they could never really run for office. Cenk Uygur discovered this. But as the whole, as the like huge like wave of right versus left, that has an impact, and that's had a big impact since 2016. But I don't, you know.
But even like you mentioned Che, you're kind of talking above my level. I mean, I only know this kind of peripherally or a surface level. I'm not that interested. I have my political ideology, and I'll leave it at that. But and most people know what the fuck it is. It's not like I got to go in and. But I think like what interests me from like a commentary sort of online thing is, well, look at Cenk. With this fucking suit and tie, I like to stick it up his ass. I mean, let's I know nobody's going to say I'm attacking him because he's a lefty. He's not a rebel. He seems more establishment all the time.
I mean, comparison to where the left is now, Cenk's been.
And the right wing guys are like that too. I'm not like the Crowder seems establishment to me. He's a little lame-o, you know. I thought he's kind of always lame, but you know, or they're just like, or they're like, not that Jeremy was a political commentator. He never really was. He was a grifter, and like, there's that, you know.
Yeah, the fucking far end of the way. I mean, let's talk about Jeremy a bit, because like you've known the quartering. You've
little bit. I've had 2 interviews with him on my channel.
I mean, did you Does any of this come as a surprise to you? Or was it always going this way?
Yes, but no. I think it would happen earlier. Because I really think I think it would, because he started showing signs a little early.
Yeah, he's got the gene. He's certainly got the gene.
This guy just wrote a book on lolcows, and he put Phil, Wings, Boogie, and Jeremy in the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he wrote it a year ago. I wouldn't have put Jeremy in there a year ago, in that book a year ago. But apparently, Worcey's been advertising it.
Yeah, it's a dude who he got his video taken down.
Supposedly his videos are taken down too. Yeah. Yeah, he's getting his stuff taken down. And
well, Mikey's stream was taken down the other day.
Okay. Yeah, yesterday. I was watching it. He's like a new guy, and that guy's funny as hell.
Yeah, I think Mikey's really good. It's great.
Mikey's really funny. He's sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, I think he's going to be really really
so,
good.
Well, don't make any friends, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it's bizarre that he put him on the list, and yeah, and then now it's like it's undeniably true right now. But the guy who wrote the book, he said that he saw all the traits were there. So I'm just surprised it hasn't happened sooner, because my interaction with him is I didn't see the whole grifting concept and making money. I didn't know what had really happened with skeptics, Gamergate crud, but apparently what turned Medicare off to it. And I know somebody who knows Medicare and basically told me what was happening on the inside. And what he told me was this: Medicare was really into it for a political movement in its purest form, and then it turned into, hey guys, you like my YouTube channel? Buy me a new rig. And that really supposedly pissed off Medicare. And then that's when he ceased being the internet aristocrat and became the Medicare you kind of know. And I think took a hard swing to the hard right after that.
Well, I mean, the reason he turned on Sargon's group was because Sargon started the liberalist movement and started trying to run for office and becoming an actual political activist.
He was out before that. He was out way before that. I want to say he was out by 2015. He was out.
Oh yeah, but this is why he started to really. I mean, he really went after Sargon. You had the whole Sargon of Applebee's.
They hate it. Yeah, I've never found Sargon that offensive. I always wondered why, but I was told because he saw Sargon as that guy that was sort of a traitor, the sellout, for money. I don't know if he's not that. He's still doing the same shit he was. His politics have probably moved even further to the right.
Yeah. I mean, when
Sargon started, I never understood why
center right.
I didn't even think he wasn't the worst offender of that. I think Jarbo was probably the worst offender in that area. If I remember correctly, my memory could be off for sure. But yeah, that battle was strange. Him and I think they were friendly at some point.
Oh yeah, they had their friendly moments. I think that the big thing that with Sargon is that Sargon and a load of the other skeptics with the anti-feminist stuff, it was essentially anti-activist. And I remember the particular conversation he had with V and Sargon on a stream.
V. I still listen to V, you know that? I still listen to V.
How do you understand him? Anyway.
What a carrier for Sargon. He's a great guy. I love V. I don't know why anybody can hate V. You're seeing it again when it's falling apart. Everything is falling apart all around. The feminists, of course, have got their way once again. And I love V. I love V. I love the way he talks. I agree with him mostly. I think he's a reasonably smart person. And he's not like up his own ass. And then he has that little troll in the corner that look kind of sounds.
I don't know. So with V as well, my biggest exposure to him is him being little Sargon's little run around during that fight.
Yeah, he was a bit. He's a good boy. He's a good guy. He's a good friend. I saw that as like, what a pal.
What a pal. But himself, it's like, look, there's being a pal, and then there's, hey, I'd really like to stand in a line of fire. Don't worry, I'll jump into the volcano first for you, Sargon, old buddy, old pal. Please
he would go on and get like bitch slapped by Medicare and do it with a smile. And you could tell, like, people say shit doesn't bother him, and it does. I mean, I've done it before. I'm sure you have too. I don't think anything bothers that guy. Hello, welcome to V Video. Yes, Sargon's water carrier. Yes, if you've been watching a long time, you know what that means. I have to talk about the feminists today because apparently here in Romania, they're in much trouble. You know, I don't know how anybody could fucking dislike that. I think V is awesome. He's a great guy and apparently a good friend.
Yeah, I mean,
for you, you know?
yeah, definitely.
I was told that. Is that true? Is he a doctor?
I don't know. Actually, I've never heard that before.
I heard. I don't know if it's true. I heard that he's some kind of not like a medical doctor, but he's got a doctorate in something. And this has all been always hobby to him from the time it started to the time he was sorry. It was. I mean, there
are a couple of people like that who've knocked around, who have like their various qualifications. I do think it's it's interesting. I think in that period in particular where having qualifications really fucking mattered. I mean, it was, it hit a point where if you didn't have at least a degree, you weren't valued in a stream. People would just tell you to shut up.
It's funny because Kraut's videos got bid and somebody, where's your degrees? And Kraut, because the line second shit said I don't have them. But you know what he did? He went to Vienna and got them.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I mean, it kind of worked out that way. Going back to your question on not being surprised, I'll tell you a personal anecdote with yours, Jeremy. I thought we were cool when it first started. I had him on. I would find out from Mikey Ao that what he told me was nothing but lies. He was actually harassing that chick from Magic the Gathering. He had like an obsession with her, constantly bring her up, and then she fucking quit. Right. And then it got turned into, well, he quit because of she quit and they used that to get rid of Jeremy because they don't like his politics about Trump. No, he was a fucking asshole. And I watched the Mikey Ao video about that. I think it's already a year old. I mean, the quartering his entire rise is based on a lie. Based on a lie that a lot of, I think, well-meaning people believed. Right. And I had him on once. I had him on right before he got in a fight with Boogie, right? And I was really supportive because I thought he was really getting thrown out because of his political views, and I was a lot closer to that politics stuff at the time, so it would have been something that would have motivated me. It's not something that would motivate me now. And he came on. I thought we did real good. We exposed him to a different part of the internet. He kept moving up and up and up, and it was really nice to see. And then I noticed one day we had been talking. I remember talking about Stan Lee because there's some rumors that he was getting abused, and he was paying close attention to that. And we had exchanged a couple quick things about the Stan Lee situation where he might have been elder abuse. And then it was right after that I go to check him on. I clicked on his thing on sheer happenstance, and I noticed he wasn't following me. And I went to him because you still have DMs, and I thought we were cool, and he'd been on twice. And we're talking about a couple months after the initial thing, but he's blown up now. He's on to the moon. And I mentioned him, was like, is there something I said in DMs, like about Stan Lee, that made you upset with me? I was just wondering. I don't normally say anything when people unfollow me, but if you unfollowed me, I'd probably say something. I'd be like, what'd I say? What did I do? If Jack fuck big YouTuber unfollows me, I could care less, right? But if somebody I haven't, thought I was cool with, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm probably gonna.
Yeah, you've got a pre-existing relationship. What's the fuck?
It's pre-existing. Not that I had a pre-existing relationship, but I thought we were cool enough where that was. And one of my guys, Walt, he loved Jeremy, at the time. And I said to him, I was like, this is something I said, and he was like, what? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. And he says, it must have been a bad click. I don't know what happened. And I'm thinking to myself, the unsubs, I've seen that happen on YouTube. I haven't seen that on Twitter, right? So it was the first kind of indication. It was the first indication that he was phony nice to me, and I didn't really believe him. And then a month later, he did it again, and I didn't say anything the second time. I was like, well, you don't have to be my friend. In fact, I'd rather you not be my friend, I'd rather you not be my friend instead of you just being my phony. You're obviously answering the DMs because you feel like you have to, You don't want me to say anything on SFTP. So I just like, fine. There's no issue there. I didn't like. There's no issue there. And then there's a drunk stream. He does. It's not even a stream. It's a video where he's obviously inebriated, right? This is at a point where I'm starting to get away from the pet stuff because everything's pet stuff. Here's Jeremy. I don't care what your politics are. Him screaming about, and I'm so upset about this. How can this be? And he's clearly drunk in a video, not a stream, right? It was so funny, right? But I looked at it. I did the video in like a way that if you got drunk and I was laughing at your buddy being drunk, I didn't do it in a way like he's drunk, don't listen to him, he's a bad person, he unfollowed me on Twitter. It was just me and Nick laughing at him. Just laughing at him for being drunk. And it wasn't even like I said, you're drunk, you're a bad person. It was more like, but dude's drunk, bro. That type of thing. He's fucked up, look at him. Well, Jeremy saw the video and said, I've been waiting to get this guy for a long time now. And I started getting inundated with comments like, that blue-haired girl is never gonna fuck you. You're not gonna get pussy by like. I'm like, what? Where did this come from? I made fun of a guy being drunk. I did not make a statement about fucking woke politics. But my entire comment section were criticisms about woke statements I never made. And I thought it was really funny. I'm like, wow, you guys are really brainwashed because I just said he was drunk. And then it got ugly between me and him. And then Nick made Get Woke Grow Broke. Get Woke Grow Broke. Can't take a joke. And he backed off right after that.
Well, he's a fucking coward. This is part of the big thing. He was meant to get him caught with the yellow flash, apparently. And I was like, what?
I talked to him. Is
that not true?
You want me to step in it?
Tell me.
They've never been good. They've never been. You there? I don't think they've ever been good.
So I don't expect them that. That's why I was like, why the fuck? Because like they were engaging on Twitter, and apparently they were going to get in a call together. Jeremy was talking all big, and then seemed to have backed out of it. And I was like, he's getting in a call with Yellow Flash. What the fuck? What? I was like, that seems bizarre. Because I know they've always hated each other. I remember one of the old streams where like Flash was ripping into him.
Something where it seems like they were frenemies, and I don't like that.
They are tonight. K-Huck says they are tonight, so apparently they are actually. Really? Dude, I will. If they do that, I will stream the shit out of that.
You know what Jeremy's doing? Jeremy is handing the fucking keys to the castle to fucking Yellow Flash, if that's the case.
He'll fucking
Because Yellow Flash is gonna win, and Yellow Flash is gonna become the new Jeremy.
No.
Yeah. No, it's true. No, that's true. Like that's just the way the local stuff goes. No, Yellow Flash will be handed. This will be a resurgence for Yellow Flash because he can't lose. All right, he can't lose. I seem to remember, and I probably should keep my mouth shut because I don't remember everything. There was something Yellow Flash. Well, I would say I saw Yellow Flash say something or do something. This is when they were so-called good or okay. And I thought it was pretty dirty, and I don't remember what it is. This is around 2020. I wrote Jeremy, and this would be after Get Woke, Go Broke, Can't Take a Joke, because he had helped Twoon when they took his channel down. So we were okay on that front. I never really liked him after that, but if he's going to help people get my friends' channels back and stuff, then he's okay, then we're good. And I mentioned Yellow Flash to him, and I'm like, that guy's doing you dirty. And all he kind of said, like, I've been aware of that I'm kind of trying to remember here. I've been aware of that for a while. So they had, all I'm saying is, and I don't know how deep it goes, and I don't know if Jeremy's telling me the truth because he's a liar. They had a contentious relationship for a long time. I don't think this is new. I think this is, you know what this is? This is Yellow Flash's Billy the Fridge moment, right? This is because he's probably a petty prick like I am and waited for a moment that Jeremy was weak. And this is everything he's been waiting for, where he could be put in a position, because you got to remember, their audience has a lot of overlap, So he can't really just go after Jeremy like maybe he wants to, just out of practice because of relevancy, So I think what happened, I think now it's Yellow Flash is like, I finally get to fucking put the stake in this bastard. And that's exactly what, if they're doing something tonight, that's exactly what's going to happen. Yellow Flash will go into the castle, slay the king, and take his crown. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, at least it would be entertaining. Like the bar for Jeremy is so fucking low. I mean,
I probably have to go to bed, but I can't wait to watch it tomorrow. Holy crap! Like, wow, we were. That's like crazy. We'll see if it happens. Exactly right, K Huck. But I mean, guys, put a one in the chat if you're kind of excited for that. At least the way I built it up, because yeah, Yellow Flash has a huge. I mean, he has a lot to gain here. A lot. You don't mind if I just take a leak for a minute, do you?
no, take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, I'll be right back. It's got to hold them all.
I will, actually, I'll take this opportunity to read some super chats very quickly, guys. I know we're doing something, it's a bit short today. We're actually going to finish up, and I'm going to send you over to Tommy, at the end for his stream. So, like, we're doing a tight stream. I'm actually keeping to a schedule. It's crazy. Just Your Nightmare, member for 8 months. I'm also an ant otter. Yeah, thank you, Justin. And listen, I need to talk about some of the ant stuff. Panda with the 5. Why you stream a good time for me on a day I'm busy, Crab Boy. Have this for the road, and I'll angry watch the VOD later. Thank you, Panda. Much appreciated. Blue Ship Phantom, member for 6 months. The stream before dinner is crazy, Beckett. You are welcome. Random Web Abuser, member for 50 months. I look at the screen, you're streaming. I look outside, the sun is shining. What is this madness? I know we came in for an early one. Don't worry, we'll be doing more at the weekend. Nesquick with the 5. Don't listen to him. Tommy was the original Gamergate. The C stands for Chud. I'll make a note. Christopher with the 10. The Club Penguin CP thumbnail. It's because he has to say CP like 50 times in the video because the game is called CP, and because a lot of the private server admins got caught with CP to blackmail the users. That is fucking insane and unsurprising. Pre-stats with the 5, not the stream I paid for. 2, how dare you stream while I'm at work. 3, Tommy is the best when he's yelling at people to suck his duck. Thank you, Pre-stats. Arcani with the 2, can I get a quack for the boys? Quack, yes, I hear you're doing well. Congratulations, buddy. Core is here. Hey, Core, with a 2, put down the controller. I was opening a can of Coke. Jesus.
Because being married ain't that bad. On the way down, I'll put this on. It's because I went to the bathroom and my wife saw me because they're on their way to bed. She handed me one of these on the way down. That's a very nice thing of her.
See, that's nice. Yeah, marriage is solid.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Marriage is solid. Give me 2 seconds.
You do have to give up chasing broads though. Otherwise,
unless you're Jeremy and you can just have a gay lover.
I find that so funny.
It's fucking. I am going to be proven right. Okay, I am actually correct. I'm actually just correct. This man is a homosexual. I'm just factually correct. It's my prediction.
Born Hella. I love these things, And the thing about this is, I'm so old now that I'm going to do shot from the point after this.
Yeah, I've just said
maybe I have one more.
Over to you.
I do. Yeah, it's shot from the. Oh yeah, we got like 20 minutes, so I'm enjoying this. I want to finish. I want to do it right. Maybe give me 10 minutes early. Let me 5 minutes early. And I'm so old, I can have like one of these, and I'll be like out for the night, and I'll wake up at a normal time. I don't have sleeping problems anymore. I don't know what happened. Just have a beer, and I'm good.
Right. I mean,
it's wonderful. It's wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite nice to do. It's quite nice to do a shorter day stream and just have a chat.
I love, my European thing is I love, and I like it better. Like they don't go into the stands as much like they do in the States and sell beers, which I didn't like at first because you can't get one after another. But I don't get a beer before I get a beer at halftime, or having that one beer for the football game in the sun over here is like fucking like awesome.
Well, I used to. Yeah, I'm a London Irish supporter, or I was. I should say.
Gotcha.
But like we used to go to matches and just drink Guinness, and
really,
yeah,
I would love that.
And I definitely hit a point where you just get tired. You just get tired. Second half of the match, and you're just like I'm like, because you get it in jugs. You get jugs of Guinness.
Oh, that's great. I can't. Like, I love Guinness, but that's meal drinks. That's not party drinks. Well,
and I don't. You'd have to have a few at the pub beforehand as well. So it was brutal. It was like a full afternoon of drinking before you even get to the match. I can't get
I don't get hammered anymore. But I can never get hammered on Guinness because I would get full before I get drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm completely I'm completely with you.
Honestly, if I
it's not
wanted a
doable.
Guinness, let's say we were gonna go out and pound a few, right? I would have because there's a Scottish. People don't realize that Guinness doesn't travel well. So by the time you get to the States, unless it's in one of those little beer things where they have the widget in there, it tastes like shit. Most American Guinness is complete trash. You're better off drinking Murphy's, and Murphy's is pretty good, so you're not missing out on much, right? Over here in Europe, especially, and I've noticed. Do you know Guinness tasted better in Dublin than it did in fucking Cork? I'm not shitting you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's how. Yeah, it's like no joke. So German quality is pretty good because you're not that far. So the farther you are away from the brewery, the worse it is, unless you get it out of the widget. But there are things you can do when it's poured directly out today, and it just seems like only Irish families or Scottish families know how to do just that. So I have a Scottish bar and an Irish bar over here, run by Scotsmen and Irishmen. So I get a damn good pour when I do want to Guinness. But you know what I do? Let's say I want to tie one on. Me and you will have a steak dinner or some kind of stew dinner or something like that, and then have a Guinness. It goes really good, and then I'm picking up German pills and knocking them back because I want to be able to get fucked up, man. You know?
Yeah, like I think over in England now, everything's like, or at least it was for a while. It's like IPA, and it's like just kind of.
You like IPA? It's an American thing.
Yeah,
you know?
it's really weird. There's so many beers now are like, oh, this is like a fruity mango peach thing, and I'm like, I would like a beer, please. I don't want.
Well,
I don't want fruit juice.
that was the
I
thing
just
in the
order
90s.
a cocktail. Do you know,
That was the thing in the 90s that it's kind of gone away in the States because Jimmy Carter lifted the last brewing. Jimmy Carter, like the last leftover thing from Prohibition where you could brew your own beer. So all these small breweries started popping up around 1979, 1980. By the end of you heard, I don't know if you ever had Sam Adams and stuff like that. By the 90s, you started getting Mando Pilsner or Mango Pilsner, right? And Dennis Leary did this whole bit. Can I get a beer flavored beer and coffee flavored coffee? I want no. What kind of coffee do you want? I want coffee flavored coffee. And why do I tell you that? Because Coffee Brand Coffee is a direct rip off of Dennis Leary's coffee flavored coffee bit in 1998.
Oh fuck, that actually makes so much sense.
Yeah, bingo. So I could actually tie that bitch in to our come on, you know.
Dude, I mean, the thing is, like, people like Jer are just clinging on. Actually, say this, like, we did some data work on Jeremy's, like, because I know people have been claiming that he like view bots and like bots and things, and it is very hard to prove this stuff. What I can say though is we did a load of like data work. We scraped his reviews from the coffee company, and there's no way this shit is real. There's just no way. It like,
oh no, some guy just did a thing on it. It's like it's not even that it's not real because like I forget. I was listening to Josh and he was like, I never do fucking reviews on Crowder's coffee or Tim Pool's coffee because we know it's drop shipped. You're the one that said it wasn't drop shipped. You're the one that said you own this shit. You're the one that fucking that bullshitted everybody. You're the one that grifted. I don't give like if you sold coffee, we sell coffee apparently on Cafe. We just can't get it in Europe, so I don't get it. Right? I didn't even know that until like a month after working there. You know? and they like excuse me, where was I going with this? They a month after get the coffee. So like who cares? Like not all dropship stuff is crap anyway. It's not all trash. So yeah, like Jeremy wanted to be the one guy that wasn't drop shipping, and he was essentially, from what I understand, drop shipping.
Well, I've heard this whole thing that he's not FDA certified, which if he's drop shipping, obviously not. Though it would be funny. It would be funny if actually he was, and I don't believe this, but it would be funny if he was actually making the coffee himself, and the reason it's not appearing anywhere is because he's just got like bags and bags of beans in his like piss-filled basement. And he's just like grabbing it by the handful and putting it in the bags, just pissed out of his brains. I need a bit of coffee. Help me with a coffee.
Yeah, I know. Do you dislike him? Do you dislike him?
What, Jeremy?
Yeah. because
I mean,
know
yeah.
you.
I mean, I'll be
I've known you
straight
for
up.
a year and a half now.
I fucking hate. I have hated Jeremy since
Really?
like 2017, 2018.
Is it politics?
No,
is it politics?
no. It is
No.
because listen, it's for the same reason that he's the only one left. He is the most boring, personalityless motherfucker on the internet. And every single stream he was involved in was made worse by his presence, and it is a fucking injustice that he's been allowed to have a career. So I've been waiting. I've been waiting, but like I'm like I don't know a lot of his lore that's happened. I've learned a lot through watching Mikey's stuff. But yeah, I mean, my pure thing with the quartering is I always thought the quartering was a whiny bitch, like who just cried all the time and then ran away. I hate this guy. I've always hated him.
Yeah,
he was the least entertaining.
A lot of people hate him
person.
because of politics, but I did notice this. Like you talk about, well, we just point and laugh. Like, oh, you're not that funny. You're not that interesting. You know, there's a lot of people that have gotten good positions in YouTube that aren't particularly talented, don't have great personalities, can't handle a conversation, don't speak very clearly, or just don't have a great personality. You know, I mean, part of the talent, this whole thing is just being pleasant enough where people just want to be around.
Sure. And I agree with you. But being a worse version of Matt Jarbo is a sin that the internet should not forgive.
It really is. Did you see that thing? Did you see that thing I uploaded? Where I found a video of 2 years after the Boulders thing. And he had done a lot of videos on the Boulders thing. Yeah. He continues to lecture Jarbo.
Yeah. Endlessly.
I mean, it's and he's like, congratulations on your kid. I mean, everything he said that he would never do is in this thing. It's so obnoxious. You know, and Jarbo, to his credit, because I don't particularly like Matt Jarbo, and I was friendly with him when he went down. And I thought it was sad, but he asked for it too. And like you were there during that time, and he was just as nasty to me as a quartering. But I'll give him this when he said, "I'm going to tell you what you told me. Quit." And that's exactly what he did. He told Matt to quit. He didn't give any fucking. He disguised this like sort of false sort of caring for Matt. I tell him to quit and get over with because he's lazy, and it's like everything that the quartering was. So when Jarbo came back up and he says, you should do what I did, quit. And you know what he said? Instead of saying ha or spiking the football, and he was spiking the football a little bit, he goes, because it's not that bad. And I'm okay. So take your own advice, buddy. And I thought that was like, I guarantee you if he heard that, I'm sure that was a gut punch. Because it was real. I thought Matt was being real for probably the first, because he's a big phony too.
Yeah,
but I think Matt, it's like, because it's not that bad. It's not that bad. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
You know?
It's well, I mean, I think, I mean, even now I'm looking at Jarbo sort of posting more, and I have this like thing in the back of my head where I'm like, dude, go and drive just Uber again for a little bit, just for a bit, just go and drive Uber for like a month. That you need to take a break. But he's like, in some ways, like Jarbo's the template for somebody who just got off the internet a little bit, and he got better because he was like.
It took him a long time. I mean,
he was ill.
He was attacking me in 2020 for no fucking reason out of nowhere. You know, with it because of the January 6th.
Yeah, I mean,
stuff.
he's a miserable fuck.
But now I would say the last 3 and 4 years he's been quiet, and he did rotten shit to Andy Signore. But it's because of it's the same thing that Jeremy's going through. It's tough to let go of the relevance. I know when I left with Bait, like you could sort of feel the relevance slipping away after Baited. It's not the best feeling in the world.
Yeah,
you know, your sort of gut reaction is to cling to it, but that's usually the last thing you should do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just enjoy the time in the sun, and then realize when it's over and fuck off. Or just
I promised I would make a big announcement on this show. I'm gonna plug something if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
And then I think I told you. So I started a new podcast with Gamer Jay Lee and Versed, and it sounds like it's a podcast. It's all pre-recorded stuff, and we haven't started yet. But we think we had. It's called Weddy Up Weetard, and it's going to be gaming news. And you're probably, oh God, he's switching to gaming and what have you. And okay, fair enough. But here's the thing about Weddy Up Weetard. It's going to be a weekly podcast. Everything's going to be on there. The clips will be on there and everything. It's kind of all encompassing. I'll show it to you right here. And we're kind of like telling people it's like the gaming news of the month or just a niche stuff about gaming, because gaming's endless. You can do stuff on my arcade machines or joysticks or the newest games that came out and what have you. It's totally undrama affiliated. It's a bunch of guys talking gaming, but it's not. What we're going to do is we're going to bully Gamer Jay Lee for an hour or two, and then put the clips out. That's our plan. I don't know if you know what Gamer Jay Lee is. I think my fans will be familiar with him because he's been a loyal friend forever. So we decided to bully him because Gamer Jay Lee is very gamer. Hey, what you know what we were gonna do to him? We're gonna tell him to do an essay on like some game, and we knew he'd come back. Okay, guys, this is what I got here, and we were just gonna like cut him off and not let him do it the whole episode. We thought unfortunately he heard us plotting in the stream. So my new project, we have 3 subscribers right now, is Weddy Up Retard. Thinking about we'll have content out by the end of the month. It'll be pretty awesome. These will be a series of phone calls. We're not even like doing the first episode, last episode bullshit, but we'll be talking about the other stuff, and I think it should be the funniest project I ever did.
Yeah, it sounds like it should be.
If you ever heard me and Verse pick on Gamer Jay Lee before,
yeah, I mean, I've heard. I know what Verse is like.
You gotta understand something. When I think about picking on Gamer Jay Lee, I cry. It's total joy. There's nothing makes me happier than picking on Gamer Jay Lee. So this is the first announcement of it, and we hope you go check it up. It's called Weddy Up. Well, we couldn't put retard. We named it after what's fucking Augie's friends? Because we were making fun of him one day.
Smaggle?
Who's the guy who talks like? Yeah, the Smaggle. I think it's the Smaggle Daggle. We came up with the thing. It's called Weddy Up Weetard. So Weddy Up Weetard. And that's the new thing. And then Chopping the Point's coming back. Hopefully more comedy, less commentary.
Okay.
So that's it.
Should be really best.
That's all. Anything else?
No, I think
before I go.
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'll send people over to you. I'll close up here. And yeah, I appreciate it. It's been fun to chat.
I want to do it again, and you're more than welcome when I said TP anytime. I'm not doing 2 shows in things, so I think I'll be doing every other day on SFTP, and then
nice.
Good old Weddy Up Weetard is a new project. Hopefully next 2 weeks we'll have it ready to go, and I appreciate you help me out.
No,
my man, and we're gonna go over to SFTP and start right now.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I will send people over to you. Cool. Right, thank you, Tommy. Right. Have a good afternoon. Chat to you in a bit. Peace.
Thanks.
Right, cool. Let me get through the last of these super chats. I tried to ask him what his favorite Ninja Turtle was, liar. It just wasn't enough time. Christopher, what about... Oh, no, hold on, give me 2 seconds. Somebody with the 5 in defense of Bo Blacks. He lasted 8 years before he imploded. Falgi didn't last 2. That is true. Christopher with the 2. What about Chris the Narc? Even though he won't stream, look, he'll be back eventually. It'll be fine. Christopher with the 5. Honestly, no pedo or politics is just stupid. Sounds fun. Yeah, I mean, I can see why people have gone over to the LCU. Even though I also I'm not going over to the LCU. Leo with the 5. I demand to know this man's favorite Ninja Turtle. I'll DM it to you. I'll ask him later. Kicking with the 20 stickers for everyone. I should give you guys some stickers. Sorry that it's been like we haven't had a goal. I wanted to do something a little bit different, just a little short one. Rocky with the member for 20 months at molding. Are my YouTube interests merging again, Crabman? Is this the time of convergence? It is always the time of convergence. Kicking with a 20 to Tommy for not being obsessed by chat this time. Yeah, that's also helpful. Zeke with the 5. Chat, I bought the minifigure series at 29 drop from Lego. Pray for me that I get the Bionicle to a cosplay figure. Our thoughts are with you. Based, piss and love. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Based Holes. And Based, I'm not saying the actual message because it'll get clipped, but piss and love, that'll do. Dude, it is bank holiday weekend. May have bullied Jay Lee, Kate Hook. Sorry about that stream. Kicking, apologizing to me with money. Based, thank you for the 20 Swedish. Yeah, it is a bank holiday weekend, so I will probably be live tomorrow and Sunday. That is my plan. Tomorrow and Sunday is my plan. The new video is out. Please go and watch the new video. It is doing, honestly, about as well as I expected to do because it's a politics fucking video. So I knew what was going to happen. I am working. Okay, so in that video, I say that I'm going to look into Birdman and a load of the lefty cringe people. That is true. I am probably going to start doing that. However, I may start looking at this cancellation stuff that's happening to like Brandon Rogers and the Amazing Digital Circus stuff, because it's really interesting. It is really, really interesting. So I'm sort of tempted. I'm sort of very, very tempted to do like a full stream on that, because dude, there's so much. There's so not full stream, full video. So yes, that's the plan, guys. That's the plan. What button would I press, Beckett? Pause. I think you'd say red and then you press blue, because you're like, oh, Beckett will press blue. I need to keep Beckett alive. The Digital Circus stuff is funny. I can't believe they're like trying to cancel Brandon Rogers. I can't fucking believe it. What an insane thing to fucking happen. Like, they're just discovering who Brandon Rogers is. It is the most bizarre shit. And Fandont's making a big comeback. Also, happy anniversary! It has been a year today since the KP video was released. It's been a whole year. A whole year, guys. This time last year, Saberspark was waking up to the most insane allegations. Do the stream crab, man. Thank you, Priest. That's what it is. Yeah, we're gonna do it with Rags. I don't know. I'll see what he's doing next week. I'd say that I'd go live again later today, but what I'll probably do is if Jeremy turns up and debates Yellow Flash, I will stream that tomorrow. That sounds really fucking good. That sounds like fucking primo content. I'm going to be honest with you. That sounds fucking awesome. I remember when Brandon Rogers was signed to Hell of a Odds and everyone cheered for joy at Wild Times. True, mon. Happy burst of May to all lol. Thank you, Final Flash. Yeah, guys. So, as I say, I'm going to send you over to Tommy now. I'm going to send you over to Tommy. He's back on Shot from the Point. He's talking about Jer. So hopefully that'll be good. And then I'm going to go and have a chill night and play Star Citizen, I think. That's my plan. I'm going to chill, have a good night. Thanks so much for coming to hang out. As always, it is much appreciated. You're all super fucking based. And I much appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow. With at least something. Thank you guys so much. You're awesome as always. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.